Hey everybody, Snake Doc back here, and I have a new firearm that I picked up. And as we can see here, we have the M&P 9 2.0 5-inch FDE. And this is the one without the safety and without the loaded chamber indicator flag. And I picked this up for an outstanding price through gunprodeals.com. They're selling a lot of these M&Ps at really rock bottom prices right now. This one I got for $407 shipped, and when these came out, I think these were the 5-inch versions were selling for well over $500. So it's really an outstanding value. But I do have some issues with, I guess, the packaging now. So M&Ps always have come in a plastic case, whether it was black or blue, and Smith & Wesson appears to be cheaping out and sending them in these black cardboard boxes. So the gun was in this, I don't know if it's a corrosion-proof bag or what. Chamber flag, lock, manual, and then under this flap, here's your spare mag. So your second mag, and then your 3 back straps are just thrown in there. So the 3 other ones. So let's see, this one you can see is the large. I have the medium large on it right now. Here's the medium. It comes with the medium installed, and there is the small. So you do get all the stuff. You just don't get the case anymore, which I guess I don't really care because I don't use the cases. They just sit on a shelf. I store my pistols in my safe on a wooden rack, and you know, it holds them like it's like a dish rack basically, and it holds all my pistols that way. But you know, it's just kind of irritating when you pay for what's considered a, you know, one of the class leading polymer striker fired pistols, that they're getting rid of the plastic cases. But I guess, you know, $400, whatever. Just seems like the foreign companies for $400, if they were $400, they'd give you a shitload of stuff. So here it is, and it does come with the steel factory sight. And sorry about my dog whining. She wants to go outside. She's gonna have to wait. This is a high vis front sight. This is the SW2010 front sight. It comes with, I think, 5 different color rods, and this is specifically for the M&P 5-inch 9mm. They do make another sight called the SW2014, and that has it looks like this, where it has the extra metal around it, and that is for the 4.25-inch version. So I'm not sure exactly what the difference is in them. It must be a sight height issue, but this was specifically for the 5-inch version, or the 9L. Oh, I can't get that to focus. Oh well, you get the point. You see how much brighter it is. And then what I did was I put black Testors paint on the rear white dots, because I don't like a busy sight picture. So that's all I've done to this, and that's all I really plan on doing to this. The factory trigger is decent. The one thing I hate, and I've always hated on the M&Ps, is this stupid C curve that they put to this trigger. So if you don't hit it exactly right, you get a crunch, and that crunch is not in the trigger pull. It's in the fact that that little tang right there catches on the bottom of that polymer opening right there, and that gives you a little bit of a crispy feel. But if you do kind of pull down more on that angle, it clears it a little bit better, and you don't get that. So let's show her that we're working with a clear firearm, obviously, and we can kind of go over that trigger pull. And it's better than the 1.0. I did have a 1.0 9mm and M&P 45 compact, and the 45 was a joke. It had a horrible barrel in it. It was throwing rounds all over the place. I sold that after one range trip. And I kept the 9mm one for a little while, but that one's gone now too. So there you heard the break. And the reset is much better and more pronounced. So it's good. My one thing that I would do, it would put the polymer apex trigger that's more of the Glock style where it has the scissor safety on it. But I've heard that on these 2.0s to run that trigger, you have to buy the polymer or the apex sear, which I'm not going to spend that money on it. So I guess I'm just going to have to deal with that. This basically is just going to be a range toy anyway. I might run this in a 2-gun this summer. We'll see. I got to get it out and fire it and see how it goes accuracy wise and how I like. This grip texture is extremely aggressive, so that could be the other thing is I got to see what the round counts are for those matches and see if I'd want to wear a glove or if I would just want to wear bare hand, because I have my 17 here that I've textured and stippled, and I thought that was aggressive, but this is like bonkers. This is like true sandpaper. So we'll have to see. But 17 round mags, comes with 2. I plan on buying a few more. I think I'm actually going to try out those mags, the 17 round M&P 9 mags made by ACT. I've had ACT mags for 1911. They ran fine. ACT was started by the people from Metgar. They left and started their own company. And those mags are dirt cheap. They're like $15. So I think I'm going to buy 3 of them and see how those run. Hopefully they run good. Otherwise, I don't know what I'll do. Let's do a quick breakdown on this, and then we'll do a comparison in size and show how this compares to the 17. And I have my PPQ out here too. So this is going to be the same. It's going to engage the slide lock, take your magazine out, flip your lever down, and then you can either hit that little yellow sear disconnect in there, or you just pull the trigger when you get the frame back here, and then the slide will come off. It has a steel guide rod with a captured spring on it. Striker block is a little bit more polished than what I think the Gen 1s were, but there is it's still only accessible when you remove that rear sight, which I wish they would have changed that on these 2.0s so it would take down as easy as a Glock. They did beef up the length of the front slide rails, and then the sear engagement to the trigger bar is slightly different. Where it used to be, it didn't have this extra spot here. So that's changed just a little bit. And then we all know about the detent that holds the slide stop from dropping the slide when you slam a mag in. So I'm not a big fan of auto forward, so that's fine. I just can't believe that they needed to add a detent to prevent that from happening when no other manufacturer needs to do that. So we're just going to retract the slide, flip the lever back up. It's good. No magazine disconnect. It'll fire without a magazine inserted. That's good. And no internal lock, so that's also another good thing. So look forward to shooting this. It really feels like it is an upgrade over the Gen 1s. The Gen 1's texture was terrible. I had to run a Talon style stick-on grip on mine, and on that one I did put that polymer apex trigger on it, and my God, was that nice. And I just wish that it worked the same way in this, but it doesn't because the trigger bar difference. So let's pull out my holster, my favorite holster that's been in several videos. This is the Safariland 578 GLS, and this is the long, and it's flat dark earth, and it matches this gun, and it works perfectly. You can see that it's not coming out unless I hit that lever, and it won't scratch the gun, and it just, the paddle on this is super ergonomic and comfortable. It's easy on, it's easy off, and it works good for IDPA matches. So that's the holster option. So you can see how that works here. When your firing hand takes the grip on that, it depresses the lever and the gun pulls out nice and free. And so let's go ahead and do a comparison here. Here's a Glock 17. That's the chopped, so it's 19 grip length, and I do have a grip force adapter on it, but there you can see the difference. Glock says their barrel is 4.49 inches. The M&P is supposed to be right at 5 inches. If you line up the back of the slides You can see there is about a little around that 1/2 inch difference here from barrel to barrel. Grip length is obviously going to be different because I chopped this one. But if you line up the top of the sights, you can see that, you know, there's your difference in the 2-round capacity. Trigger, I still like the Glock trigger a lot better than the M&P trigger. Not only because of the shape of this, but just because you can find the wall a lot better. The break is very predictable and the reset is ridiculously short. And maybe not as short as the PPQ, but I do like the Glock. I have so much time on the Glock trigger. I just understand it and know it very well. So here we have the PPQ, super clean break. Uh-oh, there we go. I didn't pull it far enough. There you see that reset is super quick, audible, and tactile. The other thing to note is the width of the face on the PPQ trigger is wider than any of these other 2 guns, so you do get kind of a better trigger feel on your pad of your firing finger. And here we can kind of see the difference. Let's do them like this. So there you can see the full inch difference from the 4-inch barrel to the 5-inch. Grip height on these, there's probably not a whole lot of difference, just slightly. Where the PPQ is a 15-round. I do have 17-round mags for it, but they have quite a chunky base plate on it. So there it is. And sorry I kind of rambled on this one, but I just wanted to try out shooting a video upstairs here in some actual daylight as opposed to the light down in the basement. So thanks for watching, guys. Shoot safe.